Hi everyone, I am so glad you're here with me on Ingrid's World. My name is Ingrid Paris-Hicklin and I am the host and executive producer of Ingrid's World. Well, we welcome back to this show Dr. Susan Regisford. Dr. Regisford is a retired physician who trained at NYU Medical Center in New York. She's a Christian health coach, guest speaker, and writer. Her latest book is Rediscover the Power Within. Oh, welcome to the show, Dr. Susan
Thank you.
Regisford.
Thank
you
you
see, my
very
book
much.
is kind of chewed up a little bit, but I love it. Well, thank you for writing the book because it's so informational and it's also comforting.
I thought, and I planned that would be the case because every time I read the book, it really lifted me up. So that's what I wanted it to do.
So what was your inspiration for writing the book?
This book came about from the Holy Spirit, I would have to say, but it's really about lessons I learned along the way, lessons from my patients, lessons from friends, lessons from my clients. And for years, I wanted to put it into writing, my experiences and what I had learned, my journey, my struggles. And I struggled to do that. But in 2020, I finally sat down and someone said, write what you know.
Write what you know, that's a real powerful piece
write
there.
what you know. And I know medicine, I know health, and I know the Bible. And somehow God managed to mesh the three together to create Rediscover the Power Within.
Oh my goodness, a powerful book. So I guess so when did you make that decision? Said, I'm going to write a book. I mean, pen to paper or fingers to keyboard. When
I've been writing books since I was 4 years old. My mom said I always had pen and paper,
Beautiful.
writing and interviewing everybody that I came in contact with. And she actually thought that I would be a writer rather than a physician. But fast forward to 2020 and I realized you can be both, right? So I've always wanted to write.
So when I was going over your book and I was just thinking, you have a lot of aha moments through the book. So an aha moment for me was, you said, enjoy the blessing God has bestowed upon you. What does that mean?
You know, I think too often we focus on what we don't have. But one of the most powerful things we can remember is God said, I have given you everything you need to live abundantly. I've given you everything you need to live abundantly. That's a blessing. The blessing of waking up every morning and taking a breath, we forget that because today is the only thing that's guaranteed. This moment is the only thing that's guaranteed. It's a blessing if we make it through the night because we know so many people don't make it through the night. So we have so many blessings. The talents you have, the gifts that other people admire about you, those are blessings from God. And do we appreciate them? And do we honor and glorify His name with those blessings? So I had to get to that point in my life to remember the blessings that God had bestowed upon me. It was a blessing for me to survive. I was a premature baby, 6 months, 2 weeks.
Wow.
And I survived.
And look at this beautiful person that's right before me. My goodness.
So we have blessings, and sometimes we forget to be aware of them and to appreciate them. So I suggest to many people, take a moment one day, take a piece of paper, and write down all of the things in your life that God has bestowed upon you that are blessings.
I'm writing down the blessings and be aware.
And be aware, because when you focus on your blessings, you find joy, you find contentment, you find fulfillment and satisfaction. When you focus on the things that you don't have, you get depressed, discouraged, anxious, stressed, and worried. So which is better?
I don't want to be anxious, stressed, and worried. I definitely don't want to be that.
So focus on your blessings, because God has given each person everything they need to live abundantly, and He has promised as well to meet our daily needs.
Wow.
Fear not, fear not, fear not.
Fear not, fear not, fear not. And so you also have another statement here that I just love. A step in making a change is to decide.
Yeah. You know, I was thinking about that, and I thought, you know, God gave us free will. from the moment he created us, he gave us free will to choose between life and death. We have to make a decision, deciding to choose between life and death, deciding what you want, deciding if you want to live abundantly or not live abundantly. Now, as I say that, someone would say, well, who would not want to live abundantly? But sadly, many of us living in fear are not living abundantly. You can't have abundance in the presence of fear. Love does not exist with fear.
Ah.
So you have to choose and make a decision. What do you want most? What do you want most? Do you want to be living abundantly, or do you want to be in fear?
Yeah, I want to live abundantly.
Yeah.
And that's for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely for sure. You also talk about the nervous system behind breathing.
Yeah.
What's that?
Breathing is one of those automatic functions that no one pays attention to until they have a panicked moment or a stressful moment or a fearful moment. But when we learn the importance of breathing properly, we can change our entire state. That means we can change our emotional state, we can change our physiological state, and in some ways we can also change our spiritual state. And the state that we are in when we choose to make decisions and when we choose to act, that is very important. If we are in a disempowered state, if you're in a disempowered state, you're going to make more than likely unhealthy choices.
Wow.
Think about it. When you're happy,
But that's true.
when you're happy, you make good, positive choices,
Yeah.
good, positive decisions. When you are feeling depressed, sad, and worried, and fearful, that's a state. Those are your states that you're acting from. You're more than likely going to make unhealthy choices.
Oh my
You're going to make poor choices. It is going to be easy to reach for the cookies and ice cream than it is to say, let's grab a piece of fruit. So basically, we need to be mindful of the state from which we act.
Oh, in the state. I love that. Yeah, because a lot of times, you know, you're saying, oh, you know, but you're hurting.
Yeah.
And I'm hurting,
Yeah.
and then I'm making a decision.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah, and that's why it's important to say when you're in one of a state, you want to change your emotional state, you want to change your mental state, you want to change your spiritual state, you want to change your physical state. Stop for a second. Remember that God, the great I am, is present. Close your eyes if it's possible, and just let yourself relax and take a deep breath. Our breath, the ability to breathe, is a gift from God. It's another one of those blessings we have. Take a deep breath in, and you can count slowly to 4. Hold it for 4, and breathe out for 4. Hold it for 4. Breathe in for 4. And just keep repeating that until you feel your shoulders letting go.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I was like
Yeah.
very tense.
And go into the process of breathing without expectation. Just breathe and be in the moment. That's one cycle of breathing, one pattern of breathing that you can do, and that's called a box breathing. 4, 4, 4, 4. That's 1. 4, 4, 4, 4. Breathe in for 4. Hold for 4. Breathe out for 4. Hold for 4, and keep repeating it until you feel the tension leaving your body.
Wow.
Now remember, we are creating our emotional state. We are creating our feeling state by what we are thinking, by what we are believing, and the meaning we are giving to the current experience. If someone just said something bad about you, you're going to give that a meaning, and that's going to cause you to create your feelings, your emotions, the emotional state that you're in. But realizing that you are creating those emotions and feelings, it's important for you to step back and say, I'm going to take a sacred pause right now. I'm going to breathe. I'm going to breathe, and I'm going to let go. Because when you think on things that are pure, things that are good, you can let go of the negative thought that was going through your mind. You can let go of the negative belief that was going through your mind and refocus on your purpose, your goal. Think from a state of abundance. Think from a state that's empowering. Gratitude, love, joy, and peace. We have that already within us.
Yeah.
God is a powerful spirit of peace. God is love. So when you close your eyes and disconnect from the visual, from the world around you, you come within.
Come within.
You come within to the spirit that's within you. Spirit of power,
Wow.
love, and a sound mind. So breathe in. When you close your eyes and learn to breathe properly, reconnects you to that power. Centers you, ground you, because it brings you into the moment. The great I am is right here with you.
Wow.
He is here now. He's not here yesterday or tomorrow. He's here right now.
Right now.
Yeah.
And I love that because it's taking something that we take, that we breathe, but and then using it as a tool to center ourselves.
And it's just realizing that you have the power to breathe and control your breathing.
Wow. Wow. So, and I like the idea, the whole idea about letting go. Because often, I think I read it in your book about, we have these stories.
Yeah.
So,
the stories that we hold on to, we need to let them go.
Let them go,
Yeah,
huh?
yeah.
Even if it's a good story?
If it's a good story, it wouldn't cause you dis-ease.
Oh.
So we are wanting to let go of the thoughts, the stories, the beliefs, the meanings that we give to things that are causing us to create disempowering states, disempowering emotional states.
Okay,
Yeah.
so if I'm telling you the time when I had a teacher that did not recognize, that I was a good student, or an argument, and I'm recounting that, I'm retelling the story, I need to let it go, huh?
You need to let it go. My suggestion is this. Every experience in life can do one or two things. Teach us something or tear us down. Oh, actually, one of three things. Teach us something, build us up, or tear us down. But even when it tears us down, it points out something that is not in alignment. So
Right.
you're learning from that as well.
Yes.
So instead of looking at an experience as something that you need to avoid, you go back to that experience with the idea that I'm going to take the lesson that I needed to learn from that experience. And there's a lesson in every experience.
A lesson in every experience.
Sometimes it takes a long time to find that lesson, but look for the lesson.
And it's really, then you have another statement in there, let go so you can grow.
Yeah, I want to use your cup, Ingrid.
Okay, here you go.
Here's this cup. You're holding this cup with
Okay.
both hands. You're holding on tightly.
Yes.
This cup could be the thought, the story, the belief that you're holding on to.
Okay.
But when you're holding on to this, Ingrid, what happens? You're stuck in this little circle.
Right.
This is where you're going to be limited to, this little space. Let go. Open your arms wide. Look at the potential for you to grow. Look at the opportunities available at your disposal. When we hold on, we limit ourselves to that space.
Okay.
When we let go, we allow fully for God to work within us and through us.
Oh my goodness.
Let go. Let go.
What a perfect example. Because when you hold the cup,
You see what's
I say,
you're
no,
stuck,
I see what
right?
she's talking about.
Yeah.
You're stuck.
Yeah.
So then,
I'm sorry.
then saying that means to say that if I am stuck with, how things were for me, and I want to stay right around there. So what kind of techniques am I doing to kind of like move myself
Well, you're going
past
to
that?
move yourself past that by saying that in every experience there's a lesson. So there's a lesson you needed to learn about let's take my personal life. My personal life was one of trauma. And for many years, I carried that around with me. It was debilitating. It was like carrying 50 pounds on my back every day, pulling me backwards. It's impossible to go forward in life if you're constantly holding on to the weight of your childhood. So look at it figure out what you needed to learn from that, figure out what you can take from that. And as I look back, I realized I overcame so many things. I learned that I had strength beyond my age, and I know for a fact that there was a God going through this whole process with me. So in all of that, you learn to trust.
To trust.
To trust in the power within you. To trust in the power within you of the Holy Spirit.
Wow.
Because we are not doing this journey on our own. We are doing this journey with God.
Yeah, and I think it's really, about understanding that, this is a wonderful way to look at the world and know that we're not by ourselves.
Yeah. I mean, I think too many people feel so alone, but you're not alone.
You're not alone.
God has gifted us a companion, a comforter, and for me, when I realized that, it was such a aha moment for me, because as a child, I felt I was going through a lot by myself.
So my other question is to talk about, control and who does that belong to?
Well, ultimate control lies with God, right?
Okay,
He
I
is the
agree,
creator,
I agree,
and He
I agree.
controls everything. Everything
agree.
gets sifted
I
through
agree,
God.
yeah.
Everything gets sifted through God. And if He's allowing something in your life that you might not be enjoying at the moment, there's a lesson in there that you need to learn. And for me, it was the same thing. There were lessons I needed to learn. But God also gives us the free will, as I said at the very beginning, to choose. So it's up to us to decide, are we going to choose His will or our will?
And I will, because sometimes I tell myself when it's so hard, I said, is that really God?
Yeah.
Is that really? Because I'd say, like for instance, you and I were getting together and it was so easy.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh my goodness, this is where I was supposed to be.
Yeah.
So it was easy, the restaurant, everything, we connected. I'm like, oh, okay.
Well, I think, I look at it, you have to also be careful, because not everything good is of God.
Okay, now.
Because we know that as well as there's good in the world, there's evil in the world, there's light in the world, there's darkness in the world. So you have to be careful that, the one thing I've come to realize is that the Bible never contradicts itself, and God never contradicts Himself, So you have to be very, very careful.
Be careful.
Yeah.
Particularly in this age, and I think, it's always every age, and everything that glitters is not gold.
Not gold, yes.
Yes. I was raised on that, It looks like it's good, but it
be
really
very
isn't.
careful, right?
Be
Scratch the
careful.
surface and see what's. Know the heart, search the heart, Search the heart,
Yeah. I also love your statement about victory is not to the swifty, but to the consistent.
Yeah, well, I coach my clients about reducing their weight, and I said, sometimes you're doing everything and you're saying, why isn't the weight moving? Why isn't the weight budging? But I'm saying, it's not about a quick fix. It's about being consistent. And it's not about being consistent for 1 week. It's about being consistent for the rest of your life. So if you want the victory of reducing your weight, you have to say, this is my new lifestyle for the rest of my life, and I'm committed to this. And so whatever you're wanting to change in life, it is not the quick fix. It's about being consistent with taking the small, healthy steps.
Being consistent. And I do believe that, because someone was saying to me, I like to work out, but I work out early in the morning. I don't like to wait in the evening. They said, well, I couldn't do that, and you should come meet me at a certain time. I'm like, no. This is really kind of like my time. I like to be there at 6. And
well, the thing is, find the routine that works for you. It's like everybody knows what works best for them. I'm a morning person as well. I get up at 4 and I do my spiritual thing, and then I go to the gym.
Yeah,
and then after that I can focus on my work.
Yeah.
Because I find at the end of the day I just don't have the energy to do the stuff, because my brain has now been tired from all the thinking and writing. So I find it best to do my energetic work, like working out, in the morning. But it's maybe different for someone, someone else.
Yeah, but I love what you're saying, because it's about making those kind of particularly healthy choices. So let's talk about some healthy practices.
Well, I mean, the thing is, I believe that health begins from the inside.
Okay.
Inside out health.
Inside.
Inside out health. And what does that mean? It means getting spiritually healthy, getting emotionally healthy, and getting mentally healthy. And I believe the inside reflects itself on the canvas of our body. And so then if you're not healthy on the inside, spiritually, emotionally, and mentally, it will be manifested in physical dis-ease or diseases and financial issues. So it's never too late to start getting healthy. I believe that very much. I think everybody can optimize their physical health, but it starts with getting spiritually healthy, getting grounded in truth and love.
Truth and love.
Examining your emotional landscape and your mental framework. And the Bible gives us a blueprint on how to believe, how to think, and how to feel. The first and second greatest commandment is all about love. We are to live and act from a state of love. I mean, it doesn't get any easier than that.
But particularly in our current times, we have to keep saying that and reminding ourselves. Exactly.
No, because the thing is, it's easy to say, well, this person did this to me, therefore, blah, blah, blah.
No, remind
yourself that if God has forgiven you, you also have to forgive that person, because what I've come to realize is that most people are going to act for the same reason, to meet their needs, and in that moment, whatever need that they had took precedent. And we have to rise above and be bigger and love them still, because God created them.
And I just always have I'm always praying, for to forgive, and not take it to heart. And I keep remembering saying to myself, well, how many times has God forgiven me?
Exactly. And so it's a humbling recognition to realize that you have done some not so
I've done some
good
crazy
things.
stuff.
And God has forgiven us. So we have
me.
to forgive the other person. It doesn't mean it doesn't exempt you from feeling the hurt, especially
I was about to say,
if someone has hurt you, you feel the hurt because you expected a little bit more from that person. This person was your friend, but you still forgive them because God forgave you.
And I find also that forgiving is also like a release for me.
It is.
It's a relief to me.
It is a relief to you. It's a release, and it's allowing you, it's removing any hindrance between you and God so that you can get closer to God. Because I think when you don't forgive, you put a block between yourself and God.
Right. Because people will make comments to me, they'll say, oh, Ingrid, you don't remember anything, But I'm like, I do remember, but I choose to pick positive things to remember. Your brain only can hold so much.
Listen, I agree. I mean, I used to tell people when I was working in the operating room, I said, there's only certain things I want to remember. If it's not contributing to the health of my patient, I don't need to remember that.
They're like, oh, Ingrid, it's really sad how you don't remember these things. But it's the truth. I don't remember when people did not act kindly. And why should I remember that?
No, you don't want to, because that's going to bring you into a state that's negative and disempowering, You can choose. You can choose what you want to hold on to.
Exactly. And I choose things that will make me happy.
There you go.
And
maintain your jopico level, joy, peace, and contentment level.
Joy, peace, and contentment.
Jopico.
Oh, my goodness.
You want a high jopico level. It's in my book.
It's in your book. Oh, my goodness. So, we're going really fast. We'll give you a minute to talk about the attitude of gratitude.
The attitude of gratitude. Be grateful for everything that God has bestowed upon you. Be grateful for your talents. Be grateful for the fact that you woke up this morning. And spend time being grateful, because when you focus on being grateful, it's less likely for you to be fearful, and you're going to be more likely to be in a state of love. You're going to be in a state that's more empowering for your health, and as a result, you're going to make healthier choices.
Wonderful. And where can we find more information on Dr. Susan Regisford?
You can find more information on my website, bestyoumadepossible.com. I publish a weekly article, and you can also find me on my podcast, Examine Your Story.
Examine Your Story. Well, you are just absolutely wonderful. It is an honor having you here on the show. I'm hoping everyone has just taken lots of notes with this. I already have it. Blessings, and be aware, and be aware of choices that you're making.
Yeah, be aware of the choices that you make, because your choices are reflected in the health and state of your life.
Well, thank you so much for being here on the show.
Thank you so much for having me.
And being here and sharing your techniques for managing stress and staying positive. I think that's what it's all about. And really being intentional about the choices that we're making. My inspirational quote is from a very dear friend, Bobby Plenty. And she says, friendship is priceless, love is needed, respect is required. Something to think about, hopefully after the show. So ends our show, which I enjoyed making, and I hope you enjoyed watching. Connect with me on Facebook at Ingrid's World, or follow the show at Ingrid's World VA in X and Instagram, or use Ingrid's World to find shows for inspiration as well as information. And that can be found on Ingrid's World YouTube channel and ingridsworld.org. Well, thanks for watching.